You're listening to Nicksology on ESPN 1700. Buckle up as anything goes and having fun is the only rule we have. Now here's your host, Nick Apostolopoulos.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Nicksology, the Thanksgiving week episode, actually. We have a great episode coming up for you. But first, a little housekeeping. You can always follow us on the website at Nicksology.com, Facebook.com/Nicksology, and of course, Instagram and Twitter, NicksologySD is the handle there. Like I said, we have an awesome show for you coming up a little later in the program. We have Derek from Abnormal Brewing is coming on with some really cool beers. But first, the man, the myth, the legend, man, Eric Edwards. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming.
I asked you to send me a bio, and you didn't, and I'm assuming it's because it would be like 9 pages. You're involved in just about everything in San Diego, huh?
You know, it's really hard, honestly. And sometimes I look on my thing, I go, okay, let me just take this off because that was old stuff, and let me just add this and this and that. And it actually is pretty.
It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but so the main reason I wanted to have you on is your books. Let's start to talk about those real quick. You have 2 of them now, and you're working on the third and the fourth, right?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me on.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming. Finally, I'm glad we worked out the scheduling.
Also, got to give it out to the vets today.
Oh.
My brother, or to both my brothers and my dad served, and you can never say thank you enough to all the people that sacrificed themselves for us.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely, dude.
What an awesome thing.
Yeah, but just for those listening, we're actually recording this on the 11th on Veterans Day, but it won't air until the 24th of November.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely happy Veterans Day to all our veterans. I missed saying it on yesterday's show, actually. As soon as we got off the air, I was like, oh man, I never brought it up. So
got to give homage.
Yeah, no, dude. So I'm glad you brought it. I know, I love the shirt, dude. I know, I love it. Very cool. You do video production. You have a video production company. You do. I mean, like I said, the list of what you do goes on and on. But author, how did you get into the book writing thing?
Well, I got so tired of seeing all these talk shows, all these movies, all these books coming out, talking about ain't no good men out there. What's a man gonna do for me? All this and that, blah 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 blah.
Dude,
it gets
pretty
old.
sickening. Yeah.
And there's a lot of good guys. I happen to be one of the great guys, but there's a lot of good guys out there that a lot of these girls just won't give a chance. And people go, the girls always, how come I can't never meet a nice guy? That's because that nice guy is standing right in front of you, and you've either friended him, or you want the guy over there to treat you the way the guy right in front of you is treating you.
Right.
So it's just so frustrating dealing with that. And you go out there, and what I've learned just being in the business I've been in, I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of females, and I've learned that girls in their 20s, they think they're all cute, front of the line. I look good in my tight dress. Then they get in their 30s and they start looking all desperate, like, oh, my biological clock is ticking, and I want to get married and have kids. And then they get in their 40s and they look pathetic.
Right.
And they become the cougars and all this and that.
Right.
It's like there's a bunch of great guys out there.
And they pass those guys by, right?
Yep.
And so it's kind of, I mean, it's their own fault. I mean, you feel bad for them, but it is their own fault.
It is. I mean, I love women. I love you guys. I mean, I think you guys should be spoiled rotten, but the men a lot of these girls fall for, and then they want to get all pissed off 2 years later and blame it on us. And I'm like, if I'm an idiot, I'm an idiot. Your friends tell you I'm an idiot, but you continue on dating me, who then becomes the idiot?
Right.
Give these guys a chance. I like a guy, that has a nice personality. Well, how are you going to give that guy an opportunity to see his personality if you turn your nose up at him when he says hi?
Right.
So, I mean, there's just it's just so many different things. Like I said, Steve Harvey came out Think Like a Man. I got jealous because I wrote mine, Steve, 10 years before you did.
Right.
And then I actually wrote the screenplay first.
Okay.
And then I was like,
I forgot you have a screenplay too.
Yeah.
Don't you have like two or three of those floating around?
Yeah, I got a bunch too.
Man, oh man.
I'm just, I get this.
Do you sleep?
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
I get this thought in my head, and then you write it down, because if you don't, you're going to forget about it.
Right.
Because, if you had some cocktails, that's when all the great ideas come up, and then the next day you're like, what was that we were talking about last night? It's like, oh man.
Right.
So as soon as I get the thought, I just write it on a piece of paper.
Nice.
So, the thought from a man's point of view came out. I mean, I designed the cover, everything. Because if it would have made it in the bookstores, and it seems that everyone's going online nowadays.
Right.
But if you was in the bookstore, I mean, look at it.
Yeah,
50 feet away, 50 feet away, you're going to go, wow, what's that book over there?
Right.
Let me go check that out.
Right.
And so many people, I could be sitting at a bar and just have my books sitting out like this. And people walk by and they look, and curiosity killed the cat. And they're like,
Right.
They go, did you write that? And of course, I got my Padre picture in the back.
Right.
And I've sold books, got hundreds of books just by just hanging out and this and that.
Right.
So,
and then talk about your process too, because I know you got the 2 notebooks there in front of you.
Well,
and that's how you that's how you put the books together, right?
Okay, so this is from a man's point of view, and then the second book that's already, both of them are on Amazon. This one's from a man's point of view.com. Little plug. The other one's called. Oh God, I'm having a brain fart. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. No, Eric, what's the name of your other book? Are you sure you have another book? I'll get to that in a minute. But I decided to, just going out and you hear everyone has friends. They have drama, and they call you. They tell you about the drama and this and that, and you're just like, get away from the person. Then if you don't like the job, quit the job. You can only support a person so many times, but then when you hear it over and over, their drama becomes your drama, and you're like, oh, thank God for call waiting, because when that person caller ID, that person calls, you're like, oh man, I ain't gonna answer that. So I came up with these other 2. I don't like when a woman/woman, and I don't like when a men/men.
Right.
So what I was doing was going to different places and just going up, hey, listen, I'm a published author. I show them my book. Can you write in my book what you don't like with a men/men, and vice versa?
Right.
And man, did I open up a can of worms.
I was going to say, because you had me right in there a few months back or something, and I was going through the stuff in front of me.
That's the funny part.
I'm like, holy cow, man.
I know you guys are going to read what they're saying, so go for it. And it's hilarious. I go, don't think about it. Just write down what you don't like. And so I'm trying to figure out if I'm just going to leave it like it is, or if I'm going to respond to some of them. And I think I'm probably going to respond to some of them. And I'll write my response like in red ink.
Right.
That'd
be cool.
And just pick and choose which ones I do and everything. But I actually, one of the things that I like to eventually maybe get my own radio show. And
that'd be cool. You were talking about that, doing your own show. What's going on with that?
And it's called From a Man's Point of View, and it's just Ask Eric.
Right.
Ask Eric from a man's point of view. It could be anything.
Right.
And I'm just straight up. I learned this from my mom. Don't get mad at me. I am a massage therapist. I've been a massage therapist for 15 years, and my table is confession time. And actually, that's another book I'm writing, Memoirs of a Massage Therapist. I mean, think about it.
I'm seriously trying to figure out when you sleep.
Think about it. 95% of the people I'm never going to see again.
Right.
So they get on that table, or for that 50 minutes, or for that 60 minutes, they start singing like a canary. Huh?
Really?
Yeah.
When I get a massage, I just lie there and get my massage, man.
Same as me.
I got nothing to talk about.
But some people, that's their therapy. And some of the stuff that I've been...
That's crazy.
You don't
I never would have thought that, because I don't like when if the therapist starts talking to me, it better be to ask me like harder, softer, with this. I don't want to have a conversation. I just want to get my massage. But like that's crazy that people do that.
But again, think about it. Think about all these hairstylists. They know some dirt on their clients.
Hairstylists for sure.
But they're only going to tell them a certain amount of dirt, because they don't want them to come back and slap them in the face.
Right.
They ain't never going to see me again.
Right.
So they're like, whoa, sing like a canary, man. I'm telling you.
Oh man.
Wow.
So I can't wait to read that one.
But yeah, it's
you gotta put a tape recorder. Well, I guess you probably get in trouble doing that. But
yeah, exactly. Well, that's the whole thing. Is this book is gonna be fun, because it's gonna be like, so I worked on this doctor.
Right.
Right. Or so I worked on this one special female celebrity.
Right.
It'd be funny if they read the book. They're like, wait a minute, that was me.
Tell them my story.
I remember telling him that.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, I love being a therapist. It's one of the best jobs you could possibly have. Seeing the look on their face after you get done working on them. And I've been doing it for 15 years, and it's the best. I mean, and just to look on their face is just like, I've been proposed to over 1,000 times.
So I'm laughing at that, except I remember a couple years ago, I went to a place up in North Park, and I wasn't specifying who worked on me or whatever, so I'd be kind of a different person every time. And one time I get this girl, and her hands were just magic. And I literally remember going home and posting on Facebook, what's the rule? How many massages before you can propose?
Yeah, exactly.
Because, man, it was really good.
By the way, now, the other book I was trying to tell you earlier that I had the brain fart, because actually I had a massage before I came here.
Right.
It's called 50 Things Men Don't Know About Women.
Oh, okay.
And
wait, men don't know about women.
What men don't know about
Did you,
women?
like, interview women for this, or how'd you do that?
Oh no, I love how I came up with this idea. So my friend had called me up. He was all pissed off because he had to sleep on the couch the night before. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Man, I called my girlfriend and said, hey, do you mind if I go out and play pool with the guys and drink beer? You should know where this is going." And she's like, "Sure, go ahead, have a good time.
Right.
If you get too drunk, call me. I'll come get you." So he's thinking, cool. All right. He's out for about 2.5 hours, comes back, he's a little buzzed, looking at his woman like, hey, she's all pissed off.
Of course she's pissed off, dude. Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with you? I can't believe you ain't pay with your friend. I asked you if it was okay. You should have known I meant no. Why you say so?
Because they speak in code. So he sleeps on the couch. I love my girlfriend because she does not, but yeah, they speak in code.
So
and then
guess what the first chapter is?
What? The breaking the code?
When yes means no.
which is pretty much all the time.
And my mom, when I told my mom about this book, she guessed the very first chapter, when yes means no. And I was like, and the second chapter is when no means yes.
Right.
But that's usually, it has to do with,
that's a short-ass chapter.
No, that's usually, no. That's when it's like, baby. Oh. No. Baby. No, okay.
Right.
But, but I mean, these books are, I try and write it with fun. Like, from a man's point of view, it's my life experience starting with my first love to the present. And, I have a lot of funny stuff. A lot of feedback I was getting from the book was, Eric, I feel like I know you now. I wasn't woman bashing or anything.
Right.
I was just telling my experience, from a man's point of view.
Right.
Because there's a lot of women that just don't understand, men think rational, women think emotional.
Right. It's all emotion, yeah.
And, I don't know what it's like to be a woman, and I'm not even going to try and pretend I know what it's like.
Right.
And vice versa. They shouldn't try and pretend.
Yeah.
They shouldn't expect us to
Although we're a little easier to figure out, but.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey,
pretty simple.
Let me tell you something. The funniest thing I saw was trying to talk rational to a drunk girl is like trying to give a cat a bath. I died when I saw that. That's funny stuff. So, yeah.
Man. All right, cool. We're up against a break here. We'll take a quick break. And then we come back. I want to talk about the Padres stuff and all the other crazy stuff you do around town, man. So we'll be right back right after this. All right. Welcome back to Nicksology. We're here with the illustrious Eric Edwards. Hey, how's that 619 and Mountain Dew? I've never seen Mountain Dew mixed in.
I just need a little. I need a little.
We're sipping 619 until our beer gets here.
I need a little pep up in Mountain Dews. Actually, someone told me that Dr. Pepper is supposed to be stronger than Mountain Dew. Have you heard that?
Caffeine-wise, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. When I was younger, I used to live on Mountain Dew, and I just, it's I guess the Diet Mountain Dew is pretty good, but obviously I try and avoid the sugar and stuff.
Well, 619 tastes good with anything.
That's true. It tastes good all by itself, too.
When you can send my check.
Is this what I got? I thought I had Diet Coke.
I think that's funny.
I thought I had Diet Coke. That's crazy. I had Dr. Pepper. Oh, man. Too funny. So when we went to break, I was alluding to the Padres stuff. You talked about it on the back of your, you have a picture on the back of the book. And it's funny because I feel like I knew you for a while before I knew this about you, is that you're the Padre groundskeeper dance dude. Is that the official title?
It's grounds crew. And I can't even say it. Grounds crew dancer. You have no idea some of the different things. A lot of the television interviews. I had one. She called me the dancing gardener. I said, no, you did not. And my boss was in the studio.
Gardener, that's awesome.
My boss was in the studio laughing his butt off and goes, you're never going to hear the end of this. But when I got back to the office, somebody had already had a gardening tool thing sitting around on
really
dancing gardener. I'm like, really? Is there any flowers on the field? I couldn't believe it. But I
hadn't heard the story in a while. But so tell us, how did you get hooked up with that gig, dude? How did that?
Well, it's funny because a buddy of mine, it's him and his brother used to do it way back in the day with Jack Murphy Stadium.
So they've been doing it a long time. Mm-hmm. Okay. You can tell I'm not a big baseball fan, so I didn't used to go to a lot of Padre games.
Well, back in the day, we go to Padre games because the left field is where you could bring alcohol.
Right.
And that's what the party
I forgot
was.
about that.
Yep.
That's right, man.
That's what security was, and that's what all the rowdies were. But so he asked me one time, he goes, hey, we do this little thing, out there during the game, you want to do it with me, because his brother, I guess, decided not to or moved away. I don't know what happened. So I'm like, what the heck? I'm always in for a new adventure. So he'd come out by first base, I'd come by third base, and we'd meet in the middle, and we do a little kid and play stuff. We had, everything was choreographed, and I had to go to the Padre organization because it's it's family fun,
kid friendly, all that stuff. Right.
Can't be jumping up and down doing something cray. So the music that we had was all checked by the officials, I'll say.
Oh, so you get to pick the music and stuff too?
Yeah, we had to pick the music. You just have to be the right music.
Right.
So and then we got replaced by the dog, Padre.
What?
Padre would,
see, I didn't know this either.
Padre would run the first.
What year was this? Like,
oh God,
but at Petco or still Jack Murphy?
It was still Jack Murphy.
Whatever.
Still Jack Murphy.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I think it was Qualcomm at that point.
Okay.
I think it switched to Qualcomm.
And they fired you for a dog.
A dog. Yeah. Can you believe that?
What's that about, dude?
And so the dog would run the first, run the second, run the third, and do like a paw slide. I guess he was cheaper. I don't know. So the big joke that I say, and this actually really happened, was the dog had gotten hit over the summertime, and they had to amputate one of his legs. And so they didn't think it'd be family friendly to have a 3-legged dog running around the bases and everything. And I joke around and go, yeah, take my job. Back up. Take my job. So, but they didn't bring us back. And then the very last home game, they called it old school night. Okay. They brought back all the old retired ball players. They brought back the chicken. You remember the chicken?
I remember the chicken.
And they were trying to get a hold of us. Well, I couldn't get a hold of my buddy, and they got a hold of me, and they go, well, would you want to do it? I was like, what the heck? Why not?
Right.
So I went out there on the field, and the crowd went crazy because they hadn't seen us in years.
Right, forever, yeah. And this was at Petco?
No.
Still a Qualcomm.
Still Qualcomm.
Okay.
So that night, Jennifer Morris, the daughter of John Morris, said, I want him opening night. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know. So about 2 weeks before opening night, which was
at Petco?
At Petco.
Okay.
At Petco.
So this is right. Okay, I gotcha.
And they said, I want him opening night. So I get a phone call. You've been highly requested to dance opening night at Petco.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I have to admit something to you. I was at that game, but way too drunk to remember you dancing.
Oh, my God, dude.
I was pretty hammered at that game.
That event was probably one of the most top 5 events I've gone to. Because I've gone to Super Bowl, I've gone to Kentucky Derby. But it was just insane. It was who's who was there. I mean, come on, President Carter threw the first pitch out.
We got somehow we got into the game. I mean, we had tickets to the game, and then somehow we got tickets to we got up to the Toyota Terrace.
But see, there was all the pre-parties.
So, it was all
pre-parties.
It was all crazy, dude.
Crazy pre-parties.
Yeah.
Dos Iggy's had one.
Yeah.
I think Jack Daniels had. I mean, it was just craziness. Yeah. And I had to be cool because I was going to go on the field.
Right. So, exactly. Right. Family friendly. Yeah. Who's the drunk groundskeeper?
So, but it was crazy. So I ended up, and one of the last party I went to before I went back down on the field was one of my friends got invited. He bought the suite. I'm saying suite, but he bought the top floor directly across from Petco Park.
Oh, in the
complex right there.
Yeah.
And what's it? Oh God, what was it? Oh God, I'm having such a brain fart right now. That massage is just killing me.
Yeah. Well, that and a little booze.
Yeah, a little bit of booze. Well, his name will come back. He unfortunately passed away. He was a Mr. San Diego announcer.
Gary Coleman?
No, not Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman. Yeah.
It'll come to me.
I'm bad.
It'll come to me.
But I'm embarrassed. I'm born and raised here, and
God. Was his the one that the house got on fire? What was his name?
Oh God! Now see, I have no idea.
Oh, well, anyways. So, like I said,
I know we have Dick Enberg now. Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah, it'll come to me. Hamill. No, was it Hamill?
Larry Himmel?
Larry Himmel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I knew it was coming. And so he was there at the party.
Okay.
Because it was just a beautiful view. I mean, you saw everything. It was like 11 stories up.
Yeah.
It was one of the most beautiful pictures. We took pictures and everything. And he turned and sees me, and he goes, "Oh no!" I said, "Oh yeah," because I was at that point I was wearing my outfit,
Right.
So I get there, we get there, and I have my own assistant, because they're like, they didn't know who I was.
You had an
Like,
assistant?
I had an assistant.
You have one now, or that was just that game?
This is just that game.
Right.
Oh, you don't need no assistant. But the crazy part is, you're gonna love this story, but I'm probably gonna get in tears. Because it's so bad. It's good, but it's bad. So the friend that I brought to the game,
Okay.
he had asked me a couple weeks earlier, "Hey Eric, I'm a big, huge Padre fan. I know everybody and their mother's asking you for tickets. Is there any way you can get me just one ticket to the game? The heck with my wife, I just want to go."
Right.
I said, "Well, actually, no one's asked me for tickets, and I get 2 tickets. So
Right.
why don't you come as my guest and just be my photographer?"
Right. That works,
I
yeah.
said, "We're going to all these parties and everything, and
Right.
just take pictures and everything. That way, I have it."
Right.
So, we're taking pictures and this and that, blah, blah, blah. So we get there, and like I said, I have my assistant. She takes us to the field. We have the passes on, and it says F, and it says PB. And so F was field, obviously.
Oh, okay.
And so
The press box or whatever?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Right.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Don't mess up my
Gotta hit
don't
your
mess up my story.
Sorry, man.
But you know where this is going.
Right.
So we get down on the field, and it was a who's who. I mean, there was celebrities all over the place, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, look at this!" And then I'm looking around because I'm being around celebrities and this and that, and security and this and that. And I'm like, okay, there's security, there's special bodyguards, whatever. Who are these guys with the Uzis underneath their vest?
Oh, okay.
Because President Carter was
Right.
throwing the first pitch out.
Right.
And then Willie Mays is right there because this is when Barry
see,
Bonds.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds was
Okay.
chasing his record.
Right, okay.
And so it's just it was opening day. There was just all kind of television. It was ridiculous, right? So here comes Willie Mays. They do the national anthem. Here comes Willie Mays.
Right.
Mr. Mays, do you mind if I take a picture with you? Okay, he feels like he got jacked up and didn't make all the money on all these young kids.
Right,
So
right.
he usually charges anybody $10 for this or $20. He goes, sure, no problem. I got my arm around the Say Hey kid.
That's pretty sweet, dude.
Guess what?
That's pretty awesome.
My idiot friend, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, I didn't say his last name, but he knows who it is. Goes to take a picture. Mm-hmm. Evidently, his wife had changed the cartridge in the disc camera. So she put a small cartridge in. So he goes to take a picture. There was no pictures.
more
And
pictures
he didn't
left?
know what the heck was going on. And so we're standing there looking like idiots. And so he's like, well, they're like clearing the field
Right,
off.
they gotta-
They're
right,
clearing
they
the field
gotta-
off.
right.
He's like, hey, it was nice meeting you. And I'm looking at him like, are you kidding me right now? I'm standing next to Willie Mays and you screwed that up? Okay, so I'm figuring, he figured out what's happening, right?
Wait, so did he get your picture and just not his,
No,
or he didn't get yours either?
He didn't get either picture.
Oh, you're killing me.
Oh, no, it's going to get ugly. Trust me. 30 seconds later, here comes President Carter.
Oh,
I'm thinking he at least got it done, right?
Right, he figured it out.
He comes, oh, Mr. Carter, do you mind if I can take a picture? Sure, no problem. I got my arm around the president, right? Nothing. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh, man.
Oh, so we get out the field and, just get right out, the game starts.
I want to point out that his whole job that night was to be your photographer.
That's all he had to do.
That was his whole
and
job.
It wasn't like a
Right.
Canon big big
Just-
lens camera. It was
like,
take a stupid
camera
picture.
phone picture would have been fine.
it.
Right.
So we go up to the seats and I'm pissed. Okay, this is opening day now, so I don't get all the great seats that I get now. So I'm up in the skylight by the pigeons and everything.
Okay, right.
And so I'm sitting there going, I'm just pissing. He's just kissing my butt. He's got beers for me. Whatever you want, Eric.
Whatever
Whatever you
you
want.
need,
I'm just looking at him like you. So I glance and look at our passes around our necks. I'm like, okay. I go, wait. PB. Usually, when you hear PB, first thing you think is Pacific Beach.
Right.
Yeah, Pacific
Right.
Beach.
Right.
That's all. Wait, PB. That's press box. What the hell are we doing up here?
Right.
We go down. We get right in the press box. They have seats for us, everything. We're right behind. Dude, it was awesome.
That's
right?
great, dude.
So he goes. We leave after the game's all done. This and that. Go back down to PB, and I'm telling everybody what this fool did and all this and that. Okay, here's where the tears are going to start coming out for me.
All right.
The next day, Petco Park opens up, front page. Da-da-da.
Right.
They got first hit by whoever,
Yeah.
first catch by whatever, first out by whatever. There's a picture of me, first dance by the grounds crew dancer,
Nice, dude.
in my signature running man pose where
Right.
I hold my leg up.
Right.
That's why it became my signature pose,
Right.
just because that one thing.
picture. Right.
So there's that picture on the front page of the Union Tribune. Now, this is the kind of stuff you see in the movies, right? When you see the movies and the head person in the movie, you go into his office, he's got a picture of him shaking hands with the president and got his arm around the celebrity and all that stuff, right? Now, wouldn't it be cool as anything? Now, I went and got that picture.
Right. Have
the
that
picture. I put the picture framed. You know what? You knew where this was going.
A little 3-frame jobber.
Exactly.
With all of them in there.
I took that picture. I took the press pass, and I took the ticket, and I had professionally made, put together and this and that in a frame. It looks sweet.
Mike, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
Are you still friends with Mike?
Yeah. Pause.
Right. Let me think.
People come walk in your house, and there's a picture of you opening day the Padre game. Wouldn't it be cool as hell? Is it the picture on the left of me with the president, and the picture on the right
once
with me?
in a lifetime things you can't go back.
And my friends are like, Eric, you can't make that up. Yeah. I'm like, nope.
Oh, dude,
and when I think about that, I'm like, wow, Willie Mays and President Carter.
Oh, dude.
It's like do-over. I ain't going to get no do-over on that.
That's painful. Oh, man. All right, cool. Well, dude, let's take another break. We're up against another break. When we come back, we're going to have Abnormal beer with us, too. You don't have to keep drinking 619. You can switch to some beer.
I like 619.
All right, good. All right, we'll be right back right after this. All right, welcome back to Nicksology. We got beers all over the table now. This is pretty awesome. Of course, we're still here with Eric Edwards, and we're joined by Derek Gallanosa from Abnormal Brewing. How's it going, Derek?
Doing all right. Glad to be here. Never been on.
Glad you finally made it. We were thirsty.
That's my fault, dude. I screwed up the scheduling. But yeah, so Abnormal Brewing. So tell us about Abnormal Brewing. You're saying off the air, it's up in Rancho Bernardo.
Yeah, it's up in Rancho Bernardo. It's a brewery, winery, restaurant, all in one. So Abnormal Beer Company, Abnormal Wine Company, and the Cork and Craft. The Cork and Craft, that's the majority of the space. We also have a 41 tap beer bar that has over 30 guest beers as well.
Nice, awesome. And you brought 2 beers today. I might have already mixed them up. I think this is the first one you poured.
This is like the lighter.
So what are we drinking? What do we got?
Let's go. The first one that we poured is
the lighter one. Yeah.
Calamansi Saison. Yeah, they both kind of look the same. But Saison, it's a Belgian style, kind of peppery, white pepper, citrus notes. And then I added calamansi juice. And calamansi is a tart citrus fruit that simulates kind of like a tart tart lime and tangerine.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, this is good.
It's really good, huh? It's funny because
I like Belgian beer, so this is good.
Well, so it has that kind of like bright, citrusy, it kind of says San Diego. I made it for Beer Week.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, because I love beer. I used to home brew, but I don't know as much about it as I should. It's been years since I home brewed, and honestly, having this show has been pretty awesome because I've been learning about stuff like I didn't know about saisons until this show, and it seems like everyone's kind of adding them into their portfolios now. And I generally don't like Belgian beers, like Belgian whites, because to me they taste like soap.
They're super fruity. They have coriander.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Are you one of those where cilantro, coriander kind of tastes a little soapy to you?
That must be what it is. Because I like them and I like in food and stuff, I guess. But I didn't know what it was that makes it like when I drink it, I feel like I'm at somebody's house where they have the fancy soap out. That's what it tastes like to me when I drink those beers.
Have you been to that place over in North Park? It's like a Belgian bar.
Brabant.
Yeah.
I live in North Park. That's one of my favorite restaurants down there.
Which one?
So many.
Brabant. You gotta get they have a rabbit dish. They also have the best mussels I've tried.
Oh,
dude,
wow.
I live in North
Full
Park.
bar.
Where is it?
It's actually in South Park. It's on 30th.
It's right on 30th.
South Park and I think it's 30th and Juniper. 30th. Yeah. Juniper and Juniper.
Just past.
Yeah.
But it's like you walk in and all the beers are on the wall.
And they're all soapy? I'm just teasing. No, but I live in North Park, and we walk down there a lot, but I haven't seen that place. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, because the only place I'd been down there, well, I mean, obviously there's Whistle Stop Station, whatever, but, and then, was it Stone or Ballast Point had a tasting room down there, but they closed it?
Yeah,
right? They closed that.
Stone.
But this Saison thing, I'm really liking these.
I like it.
So with me, it's the Belgian style Saison, and it's a good base beer to add in fruits, add in a lot of other flavors. So that's why I did. I juiced 50 pounds of calamansi in this tiny little fruit, and I yielded 2 gallons and put it into 620 gallons of beer. Just those 2 gallons produced that bright, citrusy, tart flavor that you're tasting right now.
So you're a brewmaster.
Head brewer. I'm gonna say head brewer. So head brewer of Abnormal Beer Company, beer curator for the Cork and Craft. So with Abnormal Beer Company, I'd make the beer, sales, distribution, marketing, event coordination, and then for the restaurant, we do. So we have 41 taps. I curate the entire list, do some training, as well as organize the monthly beer dinners with Chef Phil.
Nice. And and I was reading your bio you sent me. You started at Carl Strauss as just a cellar man, right? And then kind of worked your way up.
So kind of like my backstory is, I went into my friend's house, and in his backyard, his dad was making beer, and it kind of blew my mind. I was like, "Whoa, you could make beer at home? Crazy!"
Yeah. Trust me, when I figured that out, it was pretty awesome.
Hey, remember those bag beers you used to be able to get?
Yeah.
You pour something. There's a
that was horrible.
bag. I'm just saying.
No, that's horrible. But no.
Making beer in the backyard.
That's it. Yeah.
No, dude. We were talking a couple weeks ago because Ballast Point's now exploding. They're going IPO. But this is how old I am. I used to buy my brewing supplies from Home Brew Mart in Linda Vista, which is where they started.
That's where I bought my first
They
equipment.
started as a home brew shop, and then they decided, we might as well brew beer, and they knocked out a wall and started doing it in the back, and that's how Ballast Point started.
Yeah.
Wow.
With that, bought a book online, read it, bought equipment at Home Brew Mart, so that was where my first kit was.
Oh, really? Nice, yeah.
And just started experimenting, fell in love. I graduated with the marketing degree from Cal State San Marcos, but I really just wanted to brew beer. I wanted to put that aside for the time being. I obviously use it now, but wanted to get into the industry, got hired at Carl Strauss as a cellarman, moved up to brewing, then to the sales department, and then the people that run Abnormal Company took notice and brought me over to do pretty much all that, plus more, over at Abnormal Beer Company.
Yeah, you do everything over there. It sounds like marketing, sales, the whole 9 yards. Huh?
Yeah.
He's going right to the bottle. Oh man,
Is this one? Is that what this?
Oh
yeah.
Let's wait. I'll wait.
You find out. You can just drink more until you find the one you like.
We'll taste test them all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, I know. I'll get greedy.
So we had one of the first shows we did. We had because we try and have 2 or 3 guests, and one of the shows we had, I think we just had one guest. Or one guy, one brewery, and they brought one growler in, and it was like 35, 40 minutes in the show, and we were out. And I was like, okay, we can't have this happen again. There's now a 2 growler minimum. Like,
never run
in fact, we need to put that in the emails we send to the show. Right? Okay, you're coming out with this. You need to have this much booze. Yep. Oh man. So how many? It's starting with 619, going to beer. It's already that point. So how many beers do you guys brew over there? Like, and do you have like standards and then seasonals and that
Our
kind of
most
thing?
popular ones that we try to keep on, or I try to keep on as much as possible. So that's the debut IPA, which is the second beer I poured you. Also a session IPA and a mocha stout. Other than that, we have 8 beers right now in total. But those 3 I like to keep on all the time. Everything else is kind of like this Calamansi Saison, or I make an imperial oatmeal porter with coffee and maple that I just recently had on.
Dude, mocha stout. That one sounded good. Oh man, that sounds great.
What's the first smell like?
Yeah, what's this one again?
Before I even went to drink it.
The first one?
No, the second one.
The second one?
No. I'm saying the second one. Right when I go to drink it,
Yeah, it's got a good nose.
So my big thing is aroma is a big part of how you enjoy a beer, right? So with that one, it's our debut IPA. It's our most popular beer at the bar.
Okay.
And it's an IPA. It's American IPA, 7.6%. But what I do is I think that bitterness kind of takes away from some of the flavor. So, you have all these IPAs and people get turned off because it just melts your face with bitterness, right?
Right.
So my approach to it is tone back on the bitterness and increase the flavor and aroma. And how you do that is by adding a lot of hops later in the process, so it doesn't heat up and create alpha acid or create bitterness units, but rather use the hops to experience the flavor and aroma that it has to offer.
That's pretty cool. So when you came to Abnormal, they were already around, obviously, right? How long have they been around?
They were a wine company. I was their first employee. So they're a wine company, Abnormal Wine Company.
Oh, okay.
And then they wanted to add on a brewery and a restaurant. So they did that, and everything's going well.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, because I was going to say, so you didn't have to come in and kind of keep up with some theme of beer styles they already had. You kind of got to do from scratch.
No, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we didn't start pouring until this April, but yet I was hired back last June to help develop the draft system and the brewery.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Congrats. That's really cool.
Thank you.
That's really cool. Yeah, and as far as the IPA, I mean, we've talked about it on this program probably too much, but there was a point there where I feel like because San Diego considers itself sort of an IPA kind of town, and there was a point there where I feel like the brewmasters were trying to compete to see who could make the most bitter, stinkiest, hoppiest beer on the planet. And I love a good hoppy beer if it's done right, but it's to the point where somebody would say, "Here's an IPA," and I'd be like, "Oh God, really? Okay,
here we go.
Am I gonna like this?
Here we go."
Right, right. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
So kind of the best attribute that I like to have in the beers is drinkability. I want you to go back to another abnormal beer company or abnormal beer, I guess.
Right.
And just keep drinking this instead of going off to a guest beer because it was too assertive or you were turned off somehow. So drinkability and also having it have the ability to pair up with food is kind of the goals of when I develop a recipe.
Well, that's cool. And are these only available at the brewery, or are you guys finally are you
slowly starting to distribute out?
Okay.
Yeah, to some beer bars.
Just kegs and stuff, not
just kegs
or anything. Right?
Yeah,
okay.
Just kegs. So, and then also we just recently got a expansion money to expand the operation 550%.
Just the beer side, or the whole thing in general, or
beer side, and we're also going to get an event space for the restaurant, so we could have like Christmas parties.
Now, where is it up there? Because I feel like is one of the guys' names Justin?
No.
Okay.
You're thinking about Brothers Provisions.
No, I remember this is like
that's in
a few years ago, and this was before the radio show.
Polite Provision?
No. I think it was Abnormal. I feel like it was Abnormal Wines. They reached out to me when on the 619 side about doing some stuff together. But and so in Rancho Bernardo, it's west of the freeway, right?
West of the 15 freeway, 2 blocks.
Okay.
So we're actually on Via Tezon, and if you're familiar with that exit, Rancho Bernardo Road, it's one light past the 7-Eleven and Chevron.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I've never been there, but when he gave me direction, we were supposed to meet up and we never did. I seriously, I could go back like 4 or 5 years in my email and find it.
Yeah.
And then but I didn't put 2 and 2 together with this. But as soon as you said the winery, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I've heard of those guys.
Yeah.
Because Abnormal Wines has been around a while, right?
Over 3 years.
Okay, yeah. And are they considered like an urban winery? Is that kind of what
exactly?
They're...
So
okay.
no barrels. It's all done on site. So if you walk into space, and I highly recommend that you come.
Yeah. I want to come check it out now. Plug.
Yeah. So you go to Cork and Craft or Abnormal Wine Company, Abnormal Beer Company. It's all the same address. We're all under one roof. And you walk in, and you're all of a sudden in front of you is this huge brewery and beer bar right in front. So the brewery is enclosed in glass. It has its own separate air system, so it reduces the possible cross-contamination with the open kitchen and the open winery. So it has its own separate air system, enclosed in glass, and in front of that are the 41 taps at the beer bar. And then you walk over, and we have a really nice dining room with brick walls, open kitchen. You can see all the action. Nothing's really hidden.
Awesome, that's great. I can't wait to come check it out. And these beers like I said, that IPA is really good.
Well, I live in Point Lomas. Looks like I'll be taking an Uber.
Yeah, exactly. We got to take some trips, dude. We got some Vista on.
We can get sponsored someone who's got a van.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's take a break, and then when we come back, I want to talk more about. I don't know. We'll talk more about stuff.
Hey, I like stuff.
I've had too much to drink already. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Awesome.
All right, welcome back to Nicksology. We have the illustrious Eric Edwards here. How you doing, Eric?
In the house, baby.
And Derek. I see. I wanted to say it with the Y. I wanted to go Gallanosa, but it's Gallanosa.
Yes.
From Abnormal Brewing, and off the air we started to talk a little bit about the water stuff, because we were talking about Half Door Brewing, and I wish I could remember his name. He was an awesome guest, and I really love his beers. He brews crazy stuff. We were at the San Diego Beer and Music thing a couple weeks ago, and he had they literally call it the Gimmick beer. The name of the beer is Gimmick.
That's actually pretty cool.
And it's like a white mocha latte beer. And I walked up to the thing, and I'm like, I did what you did. I'm like, your face. No. I'm like,
beer and mocha just does not make sense.
And white mocha, right? And I walked up going,
why gotta be white?
I like, yeah, exactly. Sorry, dude. Dude,
Dan.
I have another story to say about that too. Dan, that's right, Dan. No, and I walked up thinking, oh my God, I really like this guy, and I'm gonna drink this beer, and it's gonna be horrible, and it was really good. I mean, I don't know how they did it, but it was like light, and it tasted like a white mocha. Oh, it was crazy good.
See, that's dangerous right there.
It was dangerous, dude. It was crazy dangerous. Yeah.
Anything that goes down good. Anything that goes like not to change the subject, but have you had that? This ain't your father's root beer. Have you had that?
No.
Oh. Okay, so that's available right now.
Really?
They make a 10% version of that.
Shut up!
Awesome.
And also a 19% version.
That's
but
it.
that's not available here. But those
Wait,
are.
who makes that?
But it's like.
It tastes
How do I
like
get them
root
on the
beer.
show?
It's not a craft beer,
Not
but
craft
it is
beer.
so good.
It tastes like root beer.
Yeah.
No
That is
joke.
freaking awesome.
My brother lives in Yuma. He
Right.
goes, Eric, I'm going to bring you something, and you're going to be blown away. He brought me 2 6-packs. He goes, here. I'm like, not your father's root beer, because I was going to say, I
Right.
think not your daddy's root beer,
Right.
not your father's root beer. I cracked that thing. It tastes exactly like root beer. 3 of them bad boys. I was like, hi.
Yeah.
Wait, so how much is what percent is the regular stuff?
5.9, I believe. 5.7, 5.9.
You're kidding me.
So the
Oh,
last
my
time I got a bottle of that.
I mean,
Can we
I
make
have
this
some.
at home? Can we make it at Abnormal? Can we do it at the brewery?
my God. You need to do some research.
Yeah, exactly.
You got your homework
yeah,
right
I know.
now.
We got to send it back with
Your,
homework.
your assignment is.
We'll have you back in 4 weeks, and you better have
I
a
think
root
it's
beer
amazing
beer.
that you've had that.
That's
How did you
crazy.
find out about it?
I trade beer across the country.
okay.
So I found it. They actually have it available right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the first
yeah,
time
yeah, no,
I
they
got
do.
that mailed in.
Who makes this, by the way? I'm sorry. I asked. and maybe
no.
didn't hear.
Small town brewery. I forgot the ownership. It's not
Okay.
a craft beer. It's kind of like a mega
Bigger-
brewery.
where are they at, though?
I
Somewhere?
would
That
say
doesn't matter.
Midwest.
Okay.
But
We got some at
first
Bevmo-
time I got a
Bevmo
bottle
had
of
it.
I'll
that.
find out.
Bevmo
Trust me.
had it.
I
Bevmo
love
had
root
it.
beer.
Dude, you're gonna. I'm telling you, this is wrong.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
I'm
I know.
telling you right now. 3 of them bad
I know.
boys, and I was like, oh my
Oh, man.
and it
throw
goes
a
down
scoop
so
of-
easy.
Throw in a
talking
scoop
about
of
Mountain
ice
Dew
cream.
earlier,
That's
dude.
what I
Oh,
did.
that's what they were saying. Pour that on ice cream. Done.
Okay, now I'm really upset you didn't bring any of this. Into the
Oh,
studio.
hey, I didn't know we were gonna be.
No, because we were talking earlier about Mountain Dew and
Hey.
that root beer, but root beer is my kryptonite.
All right, you know what? I will bring you
if
some.
I walk into any store and they've got some kind of bottled old timey root beer. I don't care who makes it. I'm like, oh, I got to try that. Sarsaparilla, all that stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
But if it has alcohol in it, I'm sold.
It's wrong.
It's at grocery stores now.
Yeah,
You'll find it
that's what I'm
around.
saying. They have it around. They
Not
do.
your- not your father's
It's
secret.
expensive too. That's the crazy thing about it. It's expensive for a
Well-
6-pack of stupid ass. Oops.
That's all good. All right. So I have a field.
Stupid.
So we're making a field trip after the show.
Yeah, really.
Oh man.
Well, I'll say
That's
stupid
crazy.
beer.
Yeah. Oh,
Edit.
dude. That's nutty.
Oh,
Wow.
my God.
All right. So I'm out of beer for one. So I don't. And whatever you're pouring is good. Oh, look at him go. Nice.
Go, go,
on
go,
it.
go.
Whoo. That's like a.
That's
that
a
was
good
like.
pour, right?
That's like pit crew style right there, dude.
That was a very
He just
good pour.
wham.
That ain't my first rodeo.
Oh, that was
So I got a buddy that's getting ready to open up a restaurant. I think I'm gonna have him try this.
Oh, yeah.
He's opening up 50 taps. So
Oh, yeah. Where's that at?
it'll be down in Point Loma.
Okay.
Right on Rosecrans and Canyon Street. So
You got my info.
right across from.
Let's connect.
Yeah, right across from Harbortown.
Okay.
So they're
Oh.
gonna have, I think, 40 to 50 different draft beers.
Yeah.
Local draft beers. So
I'm down.
Yeah, this is good.
Spread
He'll
it
like-
out.
He'll like
and our,
this.
And our babe of the week for next week is coming from Harbortown, and not the one you don't like.
Yeah.
Oh man. So off the air we were talking about water. Let's talk about water.
Yeah.
because-
That sounds so interesting.
yeah, and so to preface this, because we've talked about this on the show before, is that one of the things for distillers, on my side, and one of the reasons we started doing our stuff in Oregon in the first place is because the distillery we were using sat on an aquifer at the Cascade Mountains. They didn't even use municipal water. They just had fresh Cascade Mountain water there. And what I used to tell people, and I've since learned in the last couple of years I'm wrong, is that, or I think it's just changed, is that San Diego water is hard water, right?
Yeah.
So,
A lot of minerals.
And so it's really bad for booze. It's really bad for booze, but it's good for beers. What I used to tell people, breweries love it because they like the minerals.
The sulfates react with the hops and makes it pop out more.
Well, and
makes
so
better
what I
ice.
found is now what's happening, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but breweries are actually like reverse osmosis and doing other stuff, and then they get the clean water, and then they go ahead and add minerals back in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And but was there a time where I'm right where the water was decent and it's gotten worse, or did the two breweries
No,
just want more
still-
control over it?
A
now?
lot of breweries still use city water,
Tap water?
carbon filter, and
Right.
then they use it.
And
and They
then-
add back some minerals, but
Okay.
they don't. They kind of start with what we have here in San Diego.
Okay.
It does react well with the hoppy beers.
Okay.
But for me, I use deionized water. That it also goes to the restaurant, but I use it for brewing, and basically that's stripped out of any minerals. And what I do is I add back minerals and acids to have the correct amount and ratio of minerals and acids. Compared to the grain bill of the beer, so it differs per style,
beer.
per style that I make.
Wow,
So I have a
okay.
different water profile per beer.
So what do? Do you take like half a cup?
So it's actually
full cup?
it's in a. I have this spreadsheet that I
Taste
use.
it? You know what I mean?
Tasting it,
Tasting? Yeah. I mean,
No,
it's a lot of tasting.
So the pH has to be between 5.2, 5.4 when the water is mixed with the mash. And what I do is I take that completely stripped out water. I add back Epsom salt, kosher salt, calcium chloride, calcium sulfate, calcium carbonate, and lactic acid.
Is this per gallon,
Parts per million. And so there's a calculator.
But you're doing like what, 500 gallons at a time? Like you're doing a ton of water at a time, right?
Yeah, I'm doing about 300. It's a 10-barrel system, so it produces 310 gallons of beer. And for the mash, I use probably about 200 gallons or so. So it depends on the amount of grain that I'm using. That's dependent on the ratio of water to grist or water to grain, and then I adjust. There's a lot of variables that
This is why I stopped homebrewing, by the way, because I was like
too much work.
Like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing anymore.
No,
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
You gotta take it serious when you go professional, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's your baby.
No, because I used to make. Not pat myself on the back, but I used to make pretty good home brews. But it's hard to okay. So full disclosure, I'm a lazy SOB, and so good home brewers will keep a log and a journal and write down everything they did each time. No, I was like, okay, I think I had a little 2-row malt in that last one.
Whatever comes out comes out.
Yeah. So for me it was like it was cool, but it was like pulling the lever on a slot machine and let's see what beer we're getting this time.
Well, that's my other cookbook.
It's cool though. It was good.
Nick, that's my other book.
Yeah.
It's a cookbook.
Oh.
It's called it's a cookbook
called Yahtzee, or what do you mean?
Nope, it's called The Singles Guide to Bachelor Cooking.
Okay.
So it's like all these
just pull stuff out of the cabinets.
Yep, you pull stuff out and you write it down. It tastes good. One of my famous recipes: barbecued spaghetti.
Barbecued spaghetti.
You guys wouldn't believe how easy it is. I'm just saying.
Dude, send that to me. We'll put it up on the website.
I'm serious. It's so good.
All right. Well, we're running out of time, but tell us real quick about the dinners and stuff you guys do.
So we do monthly beer dinners. The next one is going to be that we have available. Tickets go on sale for December 8th at noon. So that's Tuesday at noon. It's for January 18th, and that's with the brewery up in Orange County. So we have a brewery collaboration lined up with them, and also December 7th. It's sold out right now, but December 7th we're having one with Alpine, and we have a collaboration beer with them as well.
Awesome.
So
Sweet.
just kind of having fun and collaborating with everyone.
Well, you got to collaborate with a hotel?
Yeah, exactly. I know we need a hotel, dude.
A hotel.
Oh man. Well, that's it, guys. We're out of time, man. Eric, thanks for coming on.
Thanks
Send
so
me the
much
links
for
to the
having
books.
me.
We'll post all that stuff up.
Yeah, definitely.
Derek, thanks for coming. Awesome beers. Have a happy
fun.
Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll see you next week on Nicksology. Thanks for tuning in.